Hey, what's going on, y'all? I hope everyone's having a fabulous day. I hope everyone had a fabulous 2019. As I'm making this video, we're going into January 1st, 2020. And I wanted to make this video to outline 5 things that you need to do in 2020 to make sure that 2020 is your best year. Now, everybody knows I make videos on credit. This isn't about your job or your personal relationships. I'm talking about 5 things that you need to do in 2020 to help your credit score. Okay, so the very first thing that I want you guys to understand, that when you're talking about your credit score, a lot of people hate doing this, but it's really important for you to understand if you really want to get to the next level. I'm not talking about the 600s, 700s, but I'm talking about a healthy financial foundation so that you understand where every penny goes. You have to have a budget in 2020. Okay, I don't care if it's just your first month that you do it to the last month that you do it, whether it's January or December. What you have to do is find out where you can cut back on. Okay, because a lot of us, we don't have this money, a bunch of money to go and spend on these frivolous things, and we really don't know if we are. We don't know if we're spending too much money on food or entertainment. But if you just track 1 month, all right, I'm not asking you to do all 12, but I'm asking you to track January. That's it. And all I want you to do, I don't want you to worry about are you spending too much in any area. All I want you to do is track where you are spending your money. Now, the app that I recommend is an Everydollar app. Okay, now if you go there, you are able to put in all your bank accounts, and you're going to have to manually do it if you don't sign up for the $99 app. Right? Because they have a free app and then they have a paid app. Now, the free app, what you're able to do is you're going to have to manually put in all your transaction. With the paid app, what you're able to do is just slide. It has a lot more gamification to it. Once you guys sign up for it, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. But the thing that I want you to focus on is you have to track your January. Okay, so this is the first. I hope everyone that gets a chance to watch this, if you're watching it in February, you realize how important it is for your credit health, your financial health, to at least know where you're spending money. And I would say that's probably the #1 thing that you have to do in 2020 to get your financial, your credit score where you want it to be. Okay, so budgeting is key. One thing that I noticed, I haven't done it for the whole year, but one thing that I do notice, my most productive days is when I have a to-do list. Okay, so I know most of you guys are going to say, well, Ken, what does this have to do with credit? A to-do list? Listen to me. Most times when people go 30, 60, 90 days late, they wind up late on a bill, it's not the fact that they don't have the money. They're just not organized. Okay. And what your to-do list does, it organizes your day, whether it's your bills, what bills you have to pay today, whatever it is that you have to do. If I can just get you guys to organize your day, then what that's going to lead to is those mistakes where you go 30, 60, 90 days late. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there is nothing worse than missing a 30-day, getting a 30-day on your credit report just because you forgot about a certain bill. Now, I'm not talking about your utilities, but your credit cards. You have to focus on making sure that you pay all your bills on time. And those 2 things, like those are 2 separate things on these 5 things that I really want you guys to focus on. Your to-do list is just organizing everything. paying your bills on time, this is going into the third thing. That is something that I really need you guys to focus on, because what I'm running into is I'm having clients that I've worked with in the past that are now coming to me where they ran up their credit cards, because I've been showing you guys how to go out here and build credit and start getting these credit cards. And what I'm running into is I'm having people come back to me, right? Because everybody knows I have a credit repair company, and they're coming back to me and they're basically going through the same situation that they went through before they found this channel, right? And that's something that's really frustrating, because you know better. I stress to you guys how important it is for you guys to pay your bills on time. Okay, you have to pay your bills on time, and you have to make sure that your credit scores are prime, right? You have to make sure that everything is running in an efficient manner. I'm not going to harp on you guys paying your bills. You guys know how I feel about it, how dangerous this game of credit that we're playing. And I don't know if I do a good enough job in basically explaining to you guys how important and how dangerous of a game that we're playing when we're playing with credit cards and getting these high limit credit cards. You go out and you max out a $25,000 credit card that you get, there's a really good chance you're never going to recover from that, or it's going to take you years. And that's what I want you guys to really focus on. In the payment of your bills, what I want you guys to understand, it's a discipline. It's not going to be an overnight, because some of us, we went through life and paying bills was not a priority. Paying bills was something that we did secondary, right? And what I'm trying to get everybody to focus on in 2020 is this is a new us. We're everything that happened to us previously, now that you found this channel, everything is going to be different. What we're going to do is we're going to look at who we want to become January 1st, 2021. All right. And this is January 1st, 2020. So don't worry about 2019, 2018, all those mistakes. Pay your bills on time. Make sure you have a budget. Okay. And another thing that I really want you guys to focus on is monitoring your credit. Okay. A lot of you guys are using these free apps, and that's great. Okay, you have your Credit Karma, your Credit Sesame, and a lot of times these credit card companies, what they do now is they give you some type of credit monitoring when you apply with their credit card. So what you're able to do is you're able to use their credit monitoring. What I want you guys to do, right, is I want you guys to invest in yourselves and get a credit monitoring service that gives you all 3 credit reports. Okay, the one that I recommend that I really like is called Identity IQ, right? Identity IQ gives you a lot of information in that credit report. It gives you all 3 credit reports. But if you go through a MyFICO, which is a little bit more expensive, that's great because it gives you several different other credit scores, like your FICO 8, your FICO 9, your FICO 2, 4, 5. It gives you several different credit scores, like your mortgage credit score, your auto credit score, and that's great also as well. Like you can get a lot of information. The reason being is a lot of companies only report to TransUnion, or a lot of companies will only report to TransUnion and Equifax, and you have no idea what's going on with your Experian. So if you have a free Experian app and all you're looking at is your Experian credit score, you're not going to be able to see what's on your Equifax and TransUnion. Okay, so it's really important that you look at all 3 credit bureaus and you know exactly what's going on. I had somebody that emailed me, and he was asking me, Kenny, why is my TransUnion so different from my Equifax? And it's a really simple answer. Chances are something is not being reported on the other. Whether it's a late pay might be reported on your TransUnion, that's not reported on your Equifax. Or maybe it's an account that you had for 20 years is reported on your TransUnion that's not being reported on your Equifax. And so when you have these situations, monitoring your credit and making sure everything is being reported 100% accurately is key to building a solid credit report, all right, or a credit FICO score. So that's really important that you monitor your credit. Now, my last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the foundation, okay? I saved this for last because it's probably my favorite thing and the thing that I harp on the most, and that is the credit foundation. Now, here's the credit foundation, okay? You want to have 3 revolving lines of credit, at least 3 revolving lines of credit, and at least 1 installment loan. That's the foundation. If you do not have those things, I'm going to walk you through exactly some things that you may want to do to help you get these revolving lines of credit. Now, everybody loves, if this is your first time watching this channel, you got to come through my videos to see exactly what secure credit cards, because everybody knows I love secure credit cards for those of us that are just starting to build credit, right? And the reason why I love secure credit cards is because they give you that second chance. Sometimes what happens is, before you even had revolving lines of credit, meaning credit cards, before you even had credit cards, you got a utility bill, you had, a phone bill, and you had these things, and they really messed your credit score up. So most credit card companies are not going to give you that second chance so that you can really build your credit score. So secure credit cards are great because they give you that second chance. Okay, so the secure credit cards that I like, and I'm just going to give you a hint, okay? The secure credit cards that I really, really like are secure credit cards that graduate. All right. Now, some of you, your credit scores might be so bad that you might have to go with the Opensky, or you might have to go with one of the secure credit cards that we're affiliated with that will give you that second chance, because it's such a low requirement to get approved for the secure credit cards, the Opensky and the secure credit card that we're affiliated with, that you can get that without a credit check. They're going to do a soft pull on you, but you're not going to get a hard pull on your credit report. That's a great thing. The only bad thing about these 2 secure credit cards are the fact that they're never graduating. Okay. Now, if you have a little bit, like, let's say you're hovering around the 550s and you want to take a chance, the 2 secure credit cards that I really like, Capital One and the Discover It secure credit cards. Now, Discover It, I'm going to be honest, it's a little bit harder to get approved for the Discover It, but the Capital One is a little bit easier if you're willing to take the chance to see if you will qualify. The first secure credit card that I would go after is Capital One. If you're not going after the Opensky or the secure credit card, the Credit Builder secure credit card that we're affiliated with, I would go after the Capital One first, and then I would go after the Discover It if I was approved for it. Now, understanding your credit score or your inquiries is key, right? A lot of times you will, if you have a bunch of inquiries on your credit report, you will get denied for certain cards. So it's important that you're not just going out blasting a whole bunch of secure credit cards that are doing hard pulls, because eventually, if you apply for too many, it may hinder you from getting credit in the future. Okay, so having that foundation is really key. So you want to have 3 revolving lines of credit and at least one installment loan. Okay, so if you have to get 1 secure credit card and you got to go out and you got to get a new Coast Direct and a MyJewelers, that's great. But just understand, New Coast Direct, all they report to is TransUnion and Equifax. You're not having anything report to your Experian. And I'm finding out more and more companies are using Experian to pull hard inquiries whenever you apply for credit. More and more companies are using Experian. So you want to make sure your Experian is probably the most strongest of all 3. Because for me, what I'm finding, like if you go apply for an apartment, if you go apply for an auto loan or whatever, it's fine. It seems like as I'm going through a lot of people's credit reports, most people are having their most inquiries on their Experian. And so that tells me a really simple story. A lot of these companies are using Experian. Okay, so these are the 5 things that I really want you guys to focus on in 2020. If you guys don't know of an installment loan, you guys can go to a company. It used to be called SelfLender, but now it's called Self. I'm going to have an affiliate link in the description. So if you guys want to know more about that, I also have a video that I'm going to link to about SelfLender or Self, whatever you want to call it. And that they also have a secure credit card within their program to help you build credit. So getting your credit straight in 2020, my goal for everybody, wherever you're at in your FICO score, with your FICO score, I want you to, your goal by the end of 2020, December 31st, 2020, your goal should be, I want 150 points added to my FICO score. Okay, that's the goal I want everybody. If you're not trying to do a big purchase like an auto, a mortgage or something like that, still building your credit score is still key. So if you're in the 550s, you should be shooting for the 700s, you know, and I mean, it's going to be tough when I say this, but if you're in the 650 range, right, what your goal should be is right around 800. That's what you should be shooting for. And so you have to be disciplined, and you have to always be monitoring your credit, and you have to have a budget in place and paying your bills on time if you want to get these 150 points added to your FICO score. You guys know I got a credit repair company. If you guys need help, I give free consultations. I'm helping people get to the next level. I'm doing everything that I can in 2020 to make sure that everyone is successful, everyone is leveling up. And if there's something that I'm doing wrong or something that maybe I can, you know, you have some critique for me that I could do better, reach out to me, Kenny@creditliving.com. I'll always post my phone number so you guys can always reach out to me. Yes, I answer my phone. And you guys have a blessed 2020. Let's make this the best year we ever had, regardless of where we've been. Regardless of where we're coming from, today's a new start. 2020 is here, and 2020 is going to be our best year ever. I'm not going to make this a long video. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Happy New Year. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.